Hello guys and welcome back. So today the main topic is the bottom limbo and the news, and we are going to read some X posts, and I prepared some, and we are going to go through them one by one. But first let's see the chart. So today is the 16th of June, and I will release it today. Yeah, that's how it looks on the weekly. It looks like it just formed a lower low here, and it should go up a little bit, and we don't know after that if it's going up really or down more or just staying in the range. And my bet is that we will stay in this range for some time, maybe until the spring or until winter, I don't know, but we are going to keep updating. So yeah, let's check the 24-hour chart as well. Yeah, you can see here it's forming like some, maybe will be a double bottom, another double bottom on 24-hour. So let's go with the first post, and it's a little bit of an older post, but that's needed to we have to check it to make a point. So it's a warning that Monday will be the worst, and we are past Monday. It was yesterday, should have been the worst day for crypto. So they say US Iran deal officially cancelled. It was cancelled at the time. SpaceX sucked all the liquidity from the market, which I don't know what to say. I don't think that someone wanting to buy Bitcoin will say, "Oh, I will buy SpaceX." Maybe some of it, but not fully moving the plan, changing the plan like that. China and Japan are dumping US treasuries. Okay, that might be a bad thing, but however, was it a bad Monday? Nope, it wasn't. So that was a prediction, and this one changed as well. So we have a new plan on the table. So let's see. When people usually predict like this, and it's not just this guy, it's a lot of people. Even I was thinking it's going to be somewhat of a dump. So stocks will dump, bonds will dump, gold and silver will dump. Bitcoin will dump even harder, which didn't happen actually. None of those happened. Insiders already know what's coming. They're not buying assets right now. Okay, so let's go a little bit more through this post. Japanese bond yields are exploding higher. US. So that's when the world's largest creditors step away from the sovereign debt. Simultaneously, liquidity evaporates, which liquidity has already evaporated. Liquidity meaning the money on the market. So this is no longer a localized issue. This is a systemic stress building across. Okay, this is true, but it has happened already. We are already in that thing. It's not like now it's starting. We are already at the, maybe not the worst point, but we are 80-90% at the bottom. I mean, it's been going for a while. Geopolitical risk has entered the picture, has entered a long time ago. Energy markets become impossible to control. I don't know what to say about this. I don't have to have an opinion about everything. Oil does not rise slowly. It goes parabolic. That's maybe true. However, that's the main thing. So the news were bad before, the last week. It's on the 12th, the post, the time when this guy made the post. So let's go to the next post. Bam! The deal with Islamic Republic of Iran is now complete. Congratulations to all. Hereby I fully authorize the toll-free opening of the Strait of Hormuz, and simultaneously here it authorized the immediate removal of the United States naval blockade. Ships of the world, start your engines, let the oil flow. President Donald J. Trump, just 2 days after the previous post, so after this, 2 days after this came, so that was on a Sunday. So it's limbo of the bottom. We are going in a channel. However, I don't believe this as well, because it's way more complicated and it's not going to be ending like this so quickly, and we'll see soon why. So I think it's just a limbo, and we are going to stay for a little bit more in this range. This is an accumulation range for those of you who have patience and money and time to spend on the market and understand it. I'm not the best. I mean, I didn't understand the market 100%, and slowly I've developed my my brain a little bit, and I'm still not at my best. However, I've learned from my own mistakes. So there are people who learn from their own mistakes, people who never learn, and people who learn from the others. So I'm in the middle. So basically, learning from my own mistakes. Smart people learn from others' mistakes. However, I was too stubborn to listen to anyone. I didn't have anyone to teach me. And yeah, let's go to the next post. So that's the 14-point plan. The US and Iran just reached an agreement to end the war. So immediate end to all the hostilities on all fronts, including Lebanon. This one, you have to keep in mind this one. US and its allies will present at least $300 billion in Iran reconstruction plans, which is kind of crazy but normal, but will be, I mean, it will be negative because some people will disagree with this, and it's understandably so. However, if you help them reconstruct, maybe in the future you can be friends with the country that you've been at war. That's a general thing. It's not just US-Iran. So the next point. The US will respect Iran's sovereignty, and that's, of course, that's something easy. Full removal of the Hormuz blockade within 30 days. Okay, that's easy to do. US troops will withdraw from areas around Iran. That's not a big deal. It shouldn't be if they are friendly and they don't pose a threat. So why keep them there? That's just moving around some soldiers. The Strait of Hormuz will reopen within 30 days. So, okay, that's easy as well. Oil sanctions will be suspended. Okay, this can be done like this easily. 60 days of talks will be held to reach a final nuclear deal. That's a tricky one because you don't know what will happen, so they have to talk a lot. Basically, that's a no comment thing because you don't know what will they talk behind closed doors. We will never know. Iran will not produce nuclear weapons. I don't know if they will agree to that. Maybe they will. That's not for me to decide. US will not increase troop levels in the region or impose new sanctions. Okay, that's up to US. They could do this. 24 billion in frozen Iranian funds will be unfrozen. Okay, that's easy. Half the funds must be released before talks begin. Okay, that's a small sum compared to other sums involved in the whole circus. And then we have a monitoring mechanism will be created to implement the agreement. Okay, that's easy as well. And the final agreement will be approved by a UN Security Council resolution. Okay, so the UN Council will just be there. So this is extremely bullish for the market. So that's the news. However, the reality is, when will this really happen? And why do I say this? I say this because of this point. And what if you don't know geopolitics and maybe you don't have as many years of experience on the market, and yeah, what's the point? What's the problem? So including Lebanon? Well, let me show you what's the problem. So what's the thing that will not happen? Maybe I think it will not happen. So bam, a post from Coin Bureau. Now, Israel's national security minister, Trump's agreement does not bind us. We are not a banana republic. So Israel Ben Gvir has rejected the US-Iran deal in the official response from any Israeli minister. 4 days before, now it's just 3 days, and in June signing in Geneva. So Israel is not a subordinate to the US. We are an independent and sovereign country. We must not withdraw from any territory, Lebanon, that our fighters have captured. Now, this right here is why, let's say, some people would stop supporting Israel, because it's one thing when you retake your homeland, let's say it, and this, but when you start capturing your neighbor's land, and when you involve the US, Iran, and the flow of oil, then people might stop supporting you. So in the end, I believe you see what's there. It's just a sandwich. So they give you bad news, good news. I mean, bad news, good news, bad news, good news again. And I think it will keep going like this for a while. It's going to up, down, up, down. And now if you are a trader, if you're not holding for a long time, I think that's a good period to trade in this channel. So between 60 and 80, or maybe between 50 and 80 even. And yeah, that's just my opinion. And I think the shenanigans will stop either during the winter or the spring, and we will have a spring rally. I hope the Fed would also lower the interest rate. That would be very interesting and very bullish. However, I'm not sure. I don't know from my mind what will be able to bring that. With what will make the Fed bring the rates down. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Be careful with your tradings and be careful with the news, because if you just save them and compile them, you see it's basically a big sandwich of bad and good news, one after another, and it's basically just the world biggest circus involving everything and anyone. Even if you're chilling at home, you will feel it in your pocket, and if you're getting involved, of course, you will have a headache. And hope you enjoyed. I would really like to know your opinions on this one, because it's a rather complicated matter, and I like to analyze more opinions. And yeah, see you with the next one, guys.